Yo, guys, welcome back in today. Today, we're going to explore the Sahara Desert a little bit. You guys know I love taking these virtual tours. Technology is a beautiful thing when you use it in the right way, especially. So, without actually having to physically go there yet, I thought that we would look at the Sahara Desert a little bit more. Now, let's just get right into it. Look at the beautiful earth right here. You know what I'm saying? So, we can start. I didn't even know you could actually zoom out this far, which is dope. But let's just go ahead and get to the Sahara Desert. Now, if you don't know, for some people, the Sahara Desert is located in Africa. And this is Africa, of course, right here. And so if you notice, you have obviously like the middle part of Africa. It seems very like green and vegetational, and there's actually a lot of rainfall there. And then obviously, if you go down here a little bit and in parts of East Africa, then you'll notice that it'll be a little bit more desert-ish. But in the top part, today we're talking about the Sahara Desert. Let's talk about the Sahara Desert a little bit. So the Sahara Desert is located anywhere from Central Africa, right? Like, or I would say West Africa, Central Africa, and all the way up to North Africa. So it's a huge desert. I mean, a huge desert. And actually, you can fit the whole country of the United States inside the Sahara Desert. And that also means Alaska and Hawaii too, that you can fit into the Sahara Desert. And if I'm correct, the Sahara Desert is 3.6 million miles or square miles. So it's 3.6 million square miles. So it's a really big desert. There's a lot of things that people have talked about throughout the past. I actually love the Sahara Desert because I really think that there's so much to be discovered in the Sahara Desert. There's probably so many secrets that we don't know of. And there's so many things in the Sahara Desert that are probably buried or were lost with time. But they have found bones of animals and other things within the Sahara Desert. So there's a theory that at one point the Sahara Desert was a very lush, like vegetational green area, rainforest green area, maybe with plains and rainforest and just a very vegetation area, you know what I'm saying? Where there's a lot of like trees, grass, things of that nature, fruits, vegetables, animals. So there's cycles, right? The earth spins, it goes around the sun, and what happens during these rotations or these paths that we have as far as the earth with the sun and then other planets is that sometimes the earth gets closer to the sun, sometimes it gets further away from the sun. And so therefore this could be one of the things that explains the different patterns of wind. And the reason I said wind is because if we look over right next to the Sahara Desert, obviously there's the ocean. And every year, if you look on a satellite, you can see that the wind or the wind currents carry like the desert sand into the ocean, like right, especially to the west of the ocean. But at one point, depending on the cycle of the earth and the gravitational pull and it going around the sun, the winds were blown the opposite way. So therefore, the opposite effect, this is what a lot of people believe, the opposite effect happened, bringing water from the ocean onto the Sahara Desert, and especially on the sides of the Sahara Desert or like the borders of the Sahara Desert. And therefore, it was a very lush green area like central and parts of southern and East Africa. So it's interesting to think about how many things are buried in here. I just want to go ahead and just, I'm going to randomly, this is the type of video where, let me see if I can put it on 3D actually. Well, there's no 3D. Okay, this is the type of video where I'm just going to randomly just go throughout the Sahara Desert and click and just see because, yeah, like as you can see, there's mountains in the Sahara Desert. There's different, I guess you would say, landscapes. It's all very dry and deserty. But there's actually a lot of tribes that still live in the Sahara Desert, and they actually go from north to south, south to east, east to west, and they still go across these same deserts just like ancient times, or maybe as they always have, or for a very long time. And this is a very significant area because a lot of things have happened throughout the desert in the Sahara Desert. There's been slave trade. There's been there has been, not probably, there's been wars between kingdoms and tribes. There's a lot of stories that we probably know nothing about that has happened in the Sahara Desert. So I'm just going to start. Let's how are we going to do this? Let's start from the western part and just sort of kind of see what we can see. Because of course, naturally, there's some parts of this that are countries, right? Like, or countries claim these areas, and like I said, there's still tribes. So let's just scroll in as far as we can a little bit. So this is what I was talking about. Like, look at this. Like, this is even crazy to even think about because what are these? These tops? Let's see. These are the tops. Let's go in further and deeper. Let's see. I just want to make sure before I speak. What are these? Oh wow. Huh. So these are mountains, or these are, well, maybe like valleys within mountains. I don't know if my computer or my laptop can catch up quick enough, but I don't know how long it's going to take for me. Maybe I need to zoom out a little bit. Or is it just that color? Am I? Is it just me? Am I tripping? Oh, okay. Maybe maybe I'm just on the wrong side. This is, well, okay. Maybe not. I don't think it changes that drastically, but it could. Well, hold on. I don't know. Maybe I'm not tripping. It could change that drastically in color. But I think a little bit of this is a little bit distorted. But anywho, it doesn't matter because we can see that this is a very, very dry place. And then also there are like crevices and valleys. And I was trying to see if I could see an oasis or something, but maybe not necessarily right here. And so this is interesting. So I just wanted to like zoom in on that because for one, like it's just a big piece of land coming out the sand, you know what I'm saying? Or I would say like I guess land under the sand. And let's go somewhere that's a little bit more like right here. Let's go down a little bit more right here. And if you didn't know, there's an area in between called the Sahel. And the Sahel is like the area that is like in between. Let's go into the Sahel. So the Sahel is like basically like the area in between like the green lush, to the south, and then the meeting of that green lush, or the in between, the border, well, not border, but the in between the desert and that green lush, and it's called the Sahel, if I'm correct. A lot of stuff I'm going off top of the head here, kids. And so, if we scroll down a little bit, right, like, or not scroll, zoom, but I am also scrolling as well. You'll see this. Look at how much sand there is, and then you have like this peaking of land, I guess you would say, that's popping out. That's under all this sand in general. So the simple fact that we can just look at this and see, okay, there's sand, a ridiculous amount of sand, and then there's mountains. Let's see if we can scroll in a little bit further, or just desert in general. Like, it maybe might not necessarily all be like a ridiculous amount of sand in certain areas, but it's sand everywhere. I'll just say it like that. But like, so if you see this, I'm just trying to see if I can figure out or find something that maybe no one's ever found. I don't know why I'm trying to do that right now, but I'm trying to find something right here that maybe no one has ever found in Sahara Desert. But I can only zoom in so much. So basically, we're seeing like different terrain, and then as you can see, I don't really know what these green things are, but I'm pretty sure that these might be oasis. Well, this one looks like a definitely a traditional oasis because it looks like, okay, there's water there, and then this might be like a green, like trees. So even the simple fact that oases exist within the desert, and this is actually interesting. If these are all oases, maybe it's me, maybe I'm wrong about that because I can't zoom in as much. But if these are all oases, whoa, didn't necessarily know that there was that many. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I've never really been to Sahara Desert. So if these are all like little oases, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. But so if we scroll back out, isn't that crazy? Look at this landmass right here. I mean, it's all a landmass. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's like mountains protruding, if I'm correct, out the sand. And so there's a lot of people that go throughout the Sahara Desert. Such tribes as like the Fulani, or maybe Nubians to some extent. Different nomadic tribes throughout West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, and maybe even some in South Africa that I might not know about, but I don't know for sure. But they go through these deserts. Of course, some people do it more modern. Everybody's not walking. Some people are, going through cars or driving to the edge of it, or going to certain cities or towns or whatever. But there are also a lot of traditional people that are still making the same traditional trek as they have been doing for thousands of years. So let me see if I can scroll in a little bit more right here. So this right here, definitely, what is this? Let's see. Is this the top of a, I'm trying to wait for my computer to sort of kind of to come into the, I actually don't really know what this is. Hold up, is this water? I don't know. My computer might be playing tricks on me. What is this? Oh, maybe this is like a crater. I don't know. I'm so excited because I feel like I'm about to discover something. Because some people have discovered things on Google Earth, if I'm correct. This is what this is, or just Google Maps in general. So I'm just like, yo, if I discover something, if you guys see something that you never seen before, I'm already claiming it right now. I'm on my way to go and claim it because yo, I'm making this video. But whatever this is, it sort of kind of looks like salt or some type of like in northern Ethiopia, they have like a acidic salt, um, basically, essentially like well, what I would call a salt ocean. But I really don't know what this is. Um, but it could just be the top of a landmass. Um, I don't know why I keep saying that, but it could be the top of like a mountain or a flat mountain, and that could be something right there. But it sort of looks like water, but I just couldn't see this much water being right there. Nah, that just don't make no sense. But it's a possibility because there are 8 oases. Um, so let's go a little bit further. I'm trying to go somewhere that's really, really sandy without the. Let's see. Let's go right here a little bit, like closer to the middle part, and see what we can see. Mm. Now this is interesting that this is so white. Now I don't know how like how frequently Google Maps takes pictures of just the Earth in general, right, from the satellites. I don't know how much they do that. So some things I don't know if there's like wind or something that you can actually see like right now. I know that there are things like that. Let me see if I can change it real fast. Um, no, I don't think I can change it. Let's see. Okay, maybe I can't. I thought I could. Maybe I can't. Oh, okay. Are we 3D now? Now this is interesting. This is interesting right here because from what I can tell, I don't know what this is. I don't know if these are water pockets. Um, let's see if we can go in closer. No, maybe they're not. Maybe it's just Google 2022. I'm just playing. Oh, okay. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's just like Google to where this is not water, or if this is water and it's shining back up. And the only reason I said that, which I don't know if that is, but the only reason I said that is because it just looks like patches of water that the sun is hitting and then they're reflecting back on the sun or into outer space. But it's not interesting. But anyways, you can sort of kind of tell, like right here on the edges, how the wind blows. That there is a lot of wind in the Sahara Desert. Like of course, wind is like they have different wind currents and things of that nature. But this wind pattern is really interesting because this could have happened a long time ago. It could have happened last week. I don't really know. Just the blowing of the wind. But the Sahara Desert actually is interesting. It would be so funny if I could actually see somebody like walking. Like, probably won't let me zoom in that much. That's probably not for me because well, they might not want me to have that. Um, but let's zoom in a little bit more. So let's just show an example. Like, of course, on the edges, we sort of kind of know, but then when you go to like North Africa, and then you see obviously like the transition from this very lush green, well, not very very lush, but it's lush enough, and then obviously as you go down, it gets like more and more dry, and then obviously you come down, and then you start to go into the desert. So it's a very interesting place. I would love to go to Sahara Desert. Actually, they have a festival in the desert. They probably have a lot of festivals, but they have. I know for one, they have the what is it? The Sahel Music Festival, where like certain tribes come together in like Nigeria and maybe like Ghana and maybe other countries that are north from there. And they come together and they have like a music festival. Let's go a little bit over to because this is interesting to me. This is actually really interesting to me because there's vegetation up top, right? But like, I don't know if I really thought about the Sahara Desert on the edge. And I'm trying to figure out, which is very interesting to me right now, is like, um, wow, like, So there is no vegetation at all. What's going on here? Like, nature's interesting sometimes. Maybe this is like a higher elevation, like, you know what I'm saying, off of the ocean. Yo, this could be actually a really dope place to make like a film or something like that, or just, I don't know, like a scene for a music video. I'm pretty sure in Africa, yeah, naturally they're doing it, but I'm saying people from like the West or the other parts of the world, because this looks like it would be amazing and beautiful. Think about it, like you're off the ocean and then there's just the desert, and there's like these parts of the desert that are just in the ocean. um I don't know, something about that just screams sexy and dope, and like a black woman with like silk on and her eyes covered, like everything but her eyes covered, and just blowing into the wind, walking through here. I don't know why that came to my head, but that's what it reminds me of. Maybe I need to shoot a music video. But this is interesting because hold up, let's see what this is. Like everything in the universe, everything looks the same. This looks like a branch or a root or like something inside of your body, like a vein or something like that. Very interesting. But hold on, let me scroll out a little bit. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was thinking what I was thinking, right? So this looks like there's actually parts of the ocean. I can't even go any further, but there's part of the ocean that like flows into this, and these are like little routes that the water goes into. And yeah, it's so interesting because I never really thought about looking on the edge of the western part of the Sahara Desert. This is just actually very interesting. So, you know, this is maybe my ignorance, but if I pull up in Senegal or somewhere one day, which just looks like a city right here, oh, whoa, okay, because I've never been. Like, you telling me I'm pulling right up and it's just a like it's a desert? Like this what we talking about? Okay, this is interesting. I know it's supposed to be about Sahara Desert, but I just ran up on a city, um, and I don't even know where I'm at because I don't have the lines on. Um, but yo, this is interesting. Um, so I don't know what that is, but I'm thinking where it's at. That sort of kind of looks like Senegal area, or maybe another African country that is close to it. But wow. Like, okay, if you look at Sahara Desert, what is the potential of the Sahara Desert as far as energy? Of course, I think we know because it's one of the most driest places in the world, for the most part. There's a lot of energy or like sunlight. And I think solar panels could be a really, really great thing like throughout the Sahara Desert. Who knows really what's going on in the Sahara Desert as we speak right now, which is the crazy thing. I'm pretty sure there's people and organizations there doing things, you know what I'm saying, as always, of course. And but I think solar panels would be amazing. And I know that there's people in Africa trying to work to put solar panels by a certain time period or whatever that might be, and to harness this energy. But there's a lot of energy that could be harnessed as far as like from the sun year round, because it's pretty dry. And I don't know how much rain the Sahara Desert gets, but I'm pretty sure it's not much. Like I can almost say that, like compared to other places. I'm just trying to scroll around a little bit more just to see if I can find anything. It's the Sahara Desert, so you know, not saying that there's not anything there, but because there is life there, there's always life in the desert. There's actually a lot of wildlife that lives in the desert in Africa, and one of the African animals that I want is the phoenix fox, and the phoenix fox is, if I'm correct, is a desert fox. And actually, I might be getting a phoenix or phoenix, if I'm saying it right, phoenix fox or finnick. It might be finnick fox, but I call it phoenix, but it might be finnick fox. And I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna get one eventually because I just love them. They have these long ears. They can hear really well. I think they eat beetles and like vegetation and stuff like that. And also in the desert, there's a lot of dung beetles, if I'm correct. And dung beetles, well, you know, if you don't know what dung is, maybe you should look it up. But dung beetles. They live off of other animals' droppings, if I'm correct. Um, but yeah, so this part right here, it looks like, what does it look like? Yeah, so these look like, I can't go any further, but these look like trees, I think. And so in the Sahara Desert, there, I think, and I could be very wrong about this, but I just think that since there's oasis, there's probably underground water. And a lot of times why I think palm trees and certain vegetation can actually keep growing is because there's actually water far under the earth that the roots can reach down and grab and can take into to survive. And then it's crazy because some of these tree roots or these vegetation roots, they might actually lead to like big bodies of water that are under the Sahara Desert, you know? So it's really interesting. So guys, this is the Sahara Desert. I just thought that it would be interesting just to look at it a little bit. Of course, it's the Sahara Desert, so there's only so far I can go into it and like actually truly look into it. But I just thought that it was just interesting. It's an interesting place. It's a very hard place to live. It's very hard to live. Obviously, the people that do live in the desert, they've adapted to it. They're very strong people. You know, they've lived there their whole lives. So yeah, like the desert is not kind to anybody. But it's the desert. So yeah, I don't really know if anybody else expected it to. But there's some people that do live in the desert. They love the desert. There's some people that I just grew up in an area where there's a lot of plants, a lot of trees. So that's what I'm used to. I don't necessarily hate desert life, but I don't necessarily know if I could survive in the desert as much as I could survive in like a foresty, like green area. Even though then, like you still have your trials and tribulations, but it's just what I'm used to, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting stuff, yo guys. This is Sahara Desert. Please like and subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so you get all my videos. Follow me, which is Afric Network, which is Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook, Snapchat. Each one teach one. Always love each other. Always learn from each other. And yo, guys, until next time, keep exploring. Peace. One love.